Acharya Shunya is a modern teacher of non-dual Advaita Vedanta philosophy from the Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, the lived practices of Vedic yoga, and the transformative knowledge of Ayurveda lifestyle wisdom. Her teaching changes lives, enabling happiness, well-being, and spiritual abundance. For seekers of the ultimate truth, these teachings awaken consciousness and assist realization of the sovereign self. Acharya Shunya is a Vedic wisdom holder of an ancient lineage. She received traditional training under her guru, Baba Ayodhya Nath, in Ayodhya, India. Baba tasked Acharya Shunya to bring these teachings to the modern world. As a teacher who has walked this Vedic path from darkness to light, from emotional bondage to spiritual freedom, Acharya Shunya is uniquely able to dynamically communicate these ancient subtle teachings to modern students. We welcome you to begin your journey of Vedic studentship with these monthly classes. Please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and Vedic Contemplations Facebook group for ongoing study with Acharya Shunya.
Did you know that you can access 9 goddesses right now? The divine feminine. The goddess is a topic either of disdain or hyperbole, but there is a primordial force that is mothering, that is divine, that wants to nurture us right now. Have you ever wondered why animals and trees in the deep, deep, deep dark forests where we human beings have not even dared to venture are peaceful, are enjoying their life, are playful? Who's looking after them? The Divine Mother. There is constant nurturing happening, birthing happening, loving happening, sustaining happening. All these are divine qualities. And this is the principle of divine feminine known as Shakti. Shakti, literally translated in Sanskrit, the tradition I come from the Vedas, means power. But it is the power that nurtures us. It is the power that holds us. A representative of that power of unconditional love, unconditional giving, unconditional holding, nurturing, is the human mother, is the animal mother, is the mother in every kind of realm. Sometimes that mother may be absent due to death or due to Alzheimer's, or because that mother is lost in some emotional prison of dark emotions. But if you scratch that dark mother also, deep down she has guilt or sorrow for not being able to be there for you, because the mother always wants to mother you. And you really think that we could be doing all that we are doing without a divine mother looking out for us? You really think that every time when everybody else rejected us, even our own mother was not able to help us, the human mother, there was something that nurtured us back to light, and that was the principle of divine mother known as Shakti. So this Shakti is a divine feminine power that is not only available outside you, but it's also dwelling inside you, in each and every cell of your being. And I am here in my global satsang today during a very special time celebrated in the Vedic tradition known as Navaratri, the time of 9 nights and 9 days, where we celebrate the divine feminine, the divine mother in her 9 forms, subtle forms as goddesses that dwell inside us. And we have to simply learn how to recognize them, how to honor them, how to activate them, and how to act like goddesses in this world, because those 9 goddesses, they nurture us through divine lessons, through divine wisdom, through divine teaching. This knowledge has been in the Vedic tradition for thousands of years. Literally, if you go back to the most ancient text of the Vedas known as Rig Veda, we find the ancient hymn to Shakti known as Devi Suktam. So this is at least 10,000 years old. So the Devi worship or the Devi veneration and the Devi honoring has been going on in the heartland of India, in the ancient Vedic tradition for time, forever, literally. There has not really been a conflict between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So much so that in the Vedic tradition, even the divine comes through a mixed male and female body known as Ardhanari Nareshwara. So therefore, no matter what be your given sex or sexual preference, God comes to you in an unboxed form in every potential body, because that divine force, the ultimate divinity, cannot be just simply locked in one kind of body, with one kind of genitals. That's too simple a thinking. That's too, and that simple thinking corrupts our mind. And I loved it that growing up, half my uncles had feminine names. They were either called Lakshmi or Saraswati or Durga or even Devi, because we believe that the Divine Mother comes even before the Divine Father. That is why even when we chant every day in the Vedic tradition, first we bow to the Mother, Matra Devo Bhava. Then we bow to the Father, Pitra Devo Bhava. Then we bow to our Acharya, Acharya Devo Bhava. So therefore, a whole tradition backs me up in this teaching. But let me just Yugalize about the tradition, because unfortunately with the march of time, the tradition over-ritualized its understanding of the divine feminine. So I want to talk to you too, if you are from India, because I want you to understand the deeper forgotten teachings of wisdom, of internalized power, of the imperative to be, to overcome, to become, and then to be, and embody in your being complete power. That is what Shakti wants from us. She does not want us to live as disempowered people waiting for some morsels of attention, importance, or affection. She wants us to live a royal life. And whether you are right now dwelling in a male body, a female body, a mixed body, or some version of the body, it does not matter. Body is only a container. It is sacred in every which way. If it can breathe, if it can eat, if it can sleep, if it can rest, and if it can help you achieve a powerful, beautiful, playful life. Because that is what Shakti wants, and it's moving through you. Do you feel it? I want to talk to you about Shakti. Shakti is not just an ordinary concept that lives in this temple, this human being, or this tree. It lives in each and every particle of this universe. It is because of Shakti that the planets are orbiting on their planet. It is because of Shakti that the leaves come out in spring and then they go back and sleep there after fall. It is in that womb that everything emerges, plays, and then dissolves. Then emerges, plays, then dissolves. Oh Mother, when I remember this, the Divine Mother is waiting for me even when I drop this body, it's so comforting. Every night when I sleep, I remember Divine Mother as sleep. Every morning when I wake up, I recognize the Divine Mother in her name as Usha in the morning. And at night, she is known as Kalaratri or Nidra Devi. Then I go back to her. In fact, this concept of Shakti being all-pervading is so vast that we have these beautiful chants like Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namah. Oh great Mother, I recognize you. You are the Shakti throbbing and pulsating in this whole universe, and you dwell in me. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matra Rupena Samsita Namastasyai, 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 namo namah. Ah, every time I experience mothering, be it from my own biological mother or an aunt or a friend or a sister or a guide, a guru, an acharya, every time I felt nurtured, I felt okayed, I felt accepted. I felt like my wounds had been healed with just sheer presence and love. Then it was you, Mother. It was only you. You were the Divine Mother coming through these various forms to give me a helping hand and to say, you're okay as you are. You are enough unto yourself. You are a power unto yourself. Only a true mother will remind you to not look here and there for approval, for confirmation, for recognition, but look within and look to her. Long ago, my guru had told me, never bow to anyone but to the Divine Mother. And I bow to her and I thank her. Even when I take herbs, I see Divine Mother in them because these herbs are going to heal me. When I eat food, I see Divine Mother there because they're going to nurture me. When my partner caresses my hair and says, I'm proud of you, that's really Divine Mother coming through my partner. When my father says, little Pandit, little Shunya, you have become my guru, I see in my father, my Divine Mother. And in my guru, who raised me from a brute-like consciousness to a human and a superhuman consciousness, the guru who gave me all this knowledge, surely that is you, Divine Mother. That is why she is known as Daya, kindness. She is known as ultimate compassion, Karuna. She is known in every good attribute, every beautiful, nurturing attribute. It is none but her, but then I really love it when it says that she also lives in our shadow. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Chaya Rupena Samstita Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. Chaya means shadow. When I become lost, when I become confused, she is also called Trishna, the illusion. Then I am reminded, don't worry, even when you were lost, you were in mother's womb. You were on mother's lap. She was playing with you. She was healing you. She was guiding you through your lostness. She was saying, look here, like mother hides behind a curtain and says, find me. And the little child starts crying. And then she says, I was right here. I was right here. So therefore, through darkness and through light, through joy and in sorrow, mother is with us. And that is why she is also known as Buddhi Rupena Samsita. She is the one who leads to an illumined mind, a wisdom mind. The Buddhi mind, the Bodhi mind makes each one of us a Buddha. And she is that. Namastasyai, Namastasyai. Then ding, the mind says, I was self-sabotaging myself. Mother taught me that lesson. I was devaluing myself. Mother taught me that lesson. I was fooling and wasting my time and my skills. Mother taught me that. Then you go, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namah. So this Shakti can be understood through 3 of her divine forms. These are known as Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati. They are not different from Shakti. These are the modes through which she is working in the world and through you. Recognizing their presence within you is imperative. Otherwise, you will forever remain separated from the goddess, as if she's somewhere there. And you need middlemen and middle women in between. I am only trying to bridge that gap between you and your divine heritage, your inner divine potential, your divine mother and you I am that messenger who's simply connecting you. Let us first talk about Ma Durga. Ma is a Sanskrit word which means mother. And so sometimes we call them Ma Durga, sometimes we call them Devi Durga. Devi means goddess. Sometimes we simply call them Durga. Mother Durga, Shakti comes as Mother Durga as a fierce force, the primordial force of the universe. We need a new canvas. So she is that ultimate, thunderous, magnificent force who in her one hand is holding the billions of galaxies. Universes emerge and then they dissolve back. So, the emerging and the dying universe, this is not a new theory of quantum physics. This has been mentioned in the Vedas. And the Devi has been shown, Durga Devi is that huge, fierce force that's literally throwing up universes and then swallowing them back, more like the change of time and epoch. So when she swallows a universe, it's not because she's evil, but because we're done and we are ready for something new and novel. She comes within you when you mean business. She comes within you. You can channel her when you want to stand up for what is right. She is within you. When you remember her, she will help you speak up no matter what the consequences. Because when you are backed by Ma Durga, by Shakti, then whatever stand you take, provided is dharmic, and dharmic can be simply understood as that which is mindful, which is of evolved consciousness. Whenever you take a stand and you remember Ma Durga before that, then your success is guaranteed. Because that is what she wants. She wants each one of us to become a vessel, not to hold on to things with crazy attachment that make us slaves, but to literally give birth to a new story, a new universe, a new lifetime, a new epoch in your life. Play with it, check it out, see if it's not working, let it go and start again. She gives you that power. She gives you that courage. She gives you that determination. It is said that all the gods, all the male gods, or that one God, because there's only one God, I'm from a non-dual tradition, that one divine consciousness is what it is, in various male bodies, came together and gave the best of weapons, the best of their skills, and this divine form, Durga, took it on. And she saved the whole universe, including all the gods, from demonic evil forces. So she's a powerful one. That is why we see in our ancient scriptures, like the Ramayana, like the Mahabharata, like the Bhagavad Gita, a discussion of this Devi. She's never not being venerated by Rama, an avatar of Vishnu, or she is the consort of Shiva. She is, venerated by Krishna. So fortunately, the tradition I come from, there is no push and pull, but this Devi is special. So when Rama, avatar of Vishnu, who had taken birth as a human king, had to go fight a very evil being called Ravana, and who had abducted his wife, who's really in brackets goddess. Before he went to war, he stopped and he prayed to Durga. Now one can say, well, you're Vishnu, why are you praying to Durga? Because the whole universe prays to Durga, because Durga is the mother. Don't we tell our mother, mother, wish me success, I'm going for a test, I'm going for an interview. When I'm a little child and I go to kindergarten, I look back and I want to know my mother is there watching for me. That is why when Rama came in, when Vishnu came in his human avatar, who would he worship but Durga? Durga wants you to be strong. She wants you to be determined. She wants you to look at negative people and negativity arousing circumstances and say, enough, enough, enough. And I'm going to teach you a secret mudra given to me by my Baba to come into the Durga force. Are you ready? Then take your right hand, keep it here. Feel the power. Put your left on your root chakra. Feel the power. And say to yourself, I am Durga. I am Durga. Look fiercely at some center point in the middle. That is the Durga Mudra given to you today from myself. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Then write yes. Show me your hands for the students sitting here. Do you feel the power? Write yes to Durga, yes to power, 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 power. Write it. And remember, this power that comes up, because power word has gained a lot of bad rep, but we cannot afford to be powerless, and you cannot afford to have bad power either. But Durga always means righteous power, unapologetic power, dharmic power, that when you come into your power, the whole universe, the universe will gift you. New flowers will come in your garden. Rain will come specially for you. The birds will chirp for you. Oh, powerless being, wake up. You are the divine mother's child. You are not some pathetic thing. Wake up and gain your power. And because mother lives in the root chakra, in the second chakra, and the third chakra, holding yourself anywhere here, and then making a resolution, this will remind you. This mudra is a memory mudra. You shall never find it in any other book, because no book is teaching this. My soul is teaching this to you, which is channeling Ma Durga right now. Are you ready for Shakti's second avatar, known as Mother Lakshmi, Ma Lakshmi, or Devi Lakshmi? Only when you have really understood Shakti, and you've become a powerful being, a powerful homemaker, a powerful doctor, a powerful realtor, a powerful marketing person, a powerful scientist, a powerful young student, a powerful psychologist, a powerful banker, a powerful president, a powerful retired person, and a powerful person on the hospice awaiting your death. When you have become connected to Durga, when you've connected to your own power, and you allow it, and you have to allow it mentally, not by permission from may I be powerful, but from Durga saying be powerful. You are powerful. So the moment you remember I am powerful, you become powerful. See, that is the trick in Jnana Yoga, or the path of knowledge that I and my lineage teach. You just have to remember the right thought. At any given time, any scientist will tell you, our mind is full of thousands of thoughts. But if you hold the Durga thought, I am power, it naturally leads to abundance, creativity, flow, beauty, and achievement of success, not only in this life, but afterlife too. I cannot tell you how much the Shakti, the mothering principle, wants to spoil you silly. May I say this to you? And why unnecessarily our religions and our religious pundits from different eras have told us that we should be proud somehow in turning our face away from money. There is no need. It is not craving wealth. It is not craving comforts. Because I don't crave any of that. I never chase money, but I bow to Lakshmi. I don't have any doubts that I am Lakshmi. I have Lakshmi. I am her image. And therefore, if you came to my house, if you saw what I was wearing, if you know what I eat, what high quality food I eat, and if you know what I give to those who are underprivileged, then you shall know that I'm operating from an abundance principle. I may not be giving people food or blankets, but I give them knowledge. Even right now, I am sitting here taking out my time, my energy, and I'm gifting you something, because I'm coming from an infinite abundance source. I'm not feeling like, oh, I better hide this. I better put this in an article and just keep it for myself. No, you can have it too, because we can all have it, because Lakshmi is that principle. And the more you flow, the more you gift, the more you share, even something as much as a smile, 100 more smiles come to you. And everything in your house, I tell my partner, I say, oh my God, Lakshmi is smothering us. Recently, just like in this past month, I had like 300 roses in my garden. Anything I want in my life, I don't even have to go buy it. My students bring it for me. I get random gifts from unknown anonymous people by packages. What is all this? When they were sending that gift, when they were doing what they were doing, this is nothing but Mother Lakshmi living in a royal way. And here is her mudra. Her mudra is hold your hand and open it outwards, downwards. Flow it down. Imagine now, this is a secret mudra. You have to imagine Mother Lakshmi. She's golden colored, white, she's wearing white. She's golden colored, her beautiful mantras are there. Padma Sanstite Devi, Parabrahma Swarupani, Parameshi Jaganmatar, Mahalakshmi Namostute. She's Parameshi, she is the first goddess. She is Parabrahma Swarupani, that means she is Brahman, she is the ultimate bigness. Swarupani, she is like that. She is sitting on a lotus asana. We bow to her. Shvetambhar dhare devi, nana lankara bhushite, jagan site, jagan matar, Mahalakshmi namoste. Oh Mother, you are dressed in all white. And you are wearing, I think, 1 trillion golden ornaments, gold, diamonds, rubies, pearls. You're just studded. Every ornament, everything of beauty, every luxury, she's adorning. You are Jagat Sthite. The whole universe is established on your abundance. The food we eat comes from Lakshmi. The soil we have comes from Lakshmi. The water the river water that we bathe in is coming from Lakshmi. Every enjoyment of our 5 senses is Mother Lakshmi. Jagan Matar, you are my divine mother. Mahalakshmi Namostute. So when you are sitting like this, imagine this beautiful celestial goddess from your crown chakra flowing abundance, wealth, luxuries, food. Make it as specific as you want. Don't hesitate, and then flow it outwards too. It's like it has to move through you. Whenever we hoard Lakshmi, whenever we become selfish, whenever we cheat, we are actually blocking Lakshmi energy. Go ahead and hold this and feel the power coming in through you from the top of your head, a golden celestial abundance, and flowing out of you all over your room where you are and outside through the universe. When you do this, you will also feel creative, playful, happy. Do you feel that, the students who are sitting here? Tell me. Do you feel it? Wonderful. Right. Yes, Lakshmi. Yes, Devi. Yes, Mother. Yes to abundance. Yes to wealth. Yes to good food. Yes to beautiful clothes. Yes to overcoming where we are. Now, say you lived in a hut and you wanted some oil for the lamp. Whatever you want, where you are ready for, that shall come to you. Lakshmi does not mean it has to be what is it called? Lamborghini? It doesn't have to be a Lamborghini. Lakshmi doesn't have to come to you in a Lamborghini. Lakshmi could ride up to you in the form of a bicycle that can take you to where you feel abundant. So abundance is a subjective and a relative state, but abundance is also related to fertility, creativity, relationships, the joy of relationships. There was a time when I didn't have great relationship karma. I talk about it openly. I don't think I was born with the smarts to be in the relationship. The only place I feel really comfortable is when I can talk to students. So I can be a student, I can be a teacher. I didn't know intimate relationships. But then I knew Lakshmi, and I said, Divine Mother, you teach your daughter. I will learn. And I have been learning and learning and learning. And I sit at her feet. I love it. First power and then abundance. She wants us. So whenever you are moving towards, say, rewriting your resume, you are redecorating your home, you are cooking food, you want anything that makes you abundant, starting a new job, you want to remember Mother Lakshmi. And remember, she dwells within me. I'm opening the doorways. I'm not going to let my blockages of this world, which makes me forget the divine feminine, makes me remember that, oh, well, first, either there is no God. If there is God, the God is only male. If there is a male God, the God is available only through a certain person who looks kind of inaccessible or is expensive. Oh no, you just go into this mudra and she will start flowing through you. Shall we say Jai Ma? Jai Ma. Beautiful. Now I would like to share with you the goddess Saraswati. While Lakshmi lives within your fourth heart, fifth and sixth chakra, Saraswati, the goddess who wants to gift us, who wants to reveal to us secrets of this universe, the ultimate wisdom that will change your life, the knowledge that the gods want, she has, our Divine Mother has. And she dwells in our crown chakra, in our source chakra, the 8th chakra. Believe it or not, there are 2 more chakras, and the 9th chakra, and I'll talk about that a little bit. Let us talk about Devi Saraswati. I was teaching earlier, and then we had a technical snitch, a snag, or whatever it's called, because English is my second language. But I tell you, anything that happens in my life, I think Divine Mother wants it this way. The goddess got me. So you want to develop new slang, the goddess got me, GGM, and text your friends when things don't go well. Okay? So go ahead and write GGM, goddess got me. No matter what happens, I'm a writer. I write and write and write and write, and then the chapter disappears from my laptop. The goddess got me. And then, because I don't panic, because I don't have a meltdown, and because I don't have a breakdown, the next chapter is something the goddess wanted me to write, not my little ego that had sweated away for the last 50 days. And you know, if we didn't have this technical snitch, I wouldn't have had this attitude of goddess got me. So everything happens for a reason. Please understand this. This is called radical protection and radical smartness to live your life with a goddess. Don't get hot and sweaty on everything. When people ask me what regrets, what mistakes, I'm like, what regrets, what mistakes? The goddess wanted me to have a couple of crazy adventures. I had them. But I'm the one who learned maximally from them because the goddess is smiling and laughing inside me. And that is why we had this technical snitch, so that I can tell you about Devi Saraswati like nobody has ever told you before. Devi Saraswati is the mastermind of this universe. Devi Saraswati has a record of all your lifetimes. Devi Saraswati exactly knows why you took birth and why you're bumbling around this crazy universe by yourself. Devi Saraswati got you. And she's going to bring the right people, circumstances, terrible people, good people, messed up people, wise people. all of them will come in your life based on Devi Saraswati's orchestration, so that you can then discover her. That is why often it is called in the Vedas a game, a divine game, people. Take it easy, breathe, relax. It is her Leela. It is her game. But really, when she is within you, when you start channeling her in your seventh chakra, then you shall find that she is giving you insights you had never imagined. Poetry, muse, science, eureka moments, all these things happen within you. Science and culture has progressed because of her gifts to you. So she is especially relevant to you if you are someone who is a developer, an inventor, a writer, a poet, an author, a painter. But really, that's what we read on all the blogs. You really think only these people need wisdom? You don't think you need wisdom in choosing the person you're going to make love to? You think you don't need wisdom in deciding whether you need the next drink or not? You think you don't need wisdom as to what food you should eat seasonally? You think you don't need wisdom to recognize your teacher when that teacher is in front of you? You need wisdom at every step. In this embodied form, Saraswati is our biggest help. She is the book of all books. She has everything. And when she has her kripa on you, her grace on you, you don't need to read a subject. She'll flow it through you. Because that's why kind of, please help me. Because human life is too short to read every text, every book, everything. But when she opens her portal, you have through the seventh chakra, it's like a window, a portal into the divine goddess's mind. The divine feminine intelligence is just flowing through you. Wouldn't you like that? And she will guide you in healthy discernment, known as vivekaha, where to get attached and where to step back, known as vairagya. So viveka and vairagyam come from her. Then she gives you all kinds of virtues. How to control your mind, how to control your senses, how to balance yourself between different, conflicting pulls and pressures, known as titiksha. So she gives you a bunch of virtues. How to have dharma, how to hold values like ahimsa, non-violent speech, non-violent thoughts. So she's very important goddess for the evolution of humanity. She's so important. She is behind this cultural, spiritual, ecological revolution of consciousness we are finally seeing in this sick and sad and decaying and disturbed planet. Thank you, Mother, you got us. That's why I don't get worried. I just do my thing. And when I'm lost and I can't write, I just go to her. I just say, okay, help me. Help me. I have given keynote lectures and speeches to thousands of people. And my student who's with me saying, Shunyaji, do we know what we're talking about? I'm like, no. It's like, Shunyaji, do we know? I'm getting nervous. Do you know what you're talking about? No. So the student's getting nervous. Like, my teacher doesn't know. She has got this opening keynote. What is she gonna do? She doesn't even know. I opened the window to Saraswati. And then I go out there and Saraswati does the talking for me. My soul enjoys. My ego is like, wow. That's how I write. That's how I teach. Because I access my inner goddess. I access Saraswati. That is, she becomes my muse in teaching. When I have worked with, I don't know how many people as my role as a founder of an Ayurveda school, and I have taught, practitioners. We have courses where we teach people how to live with an alchemy of mind, body, soul together in Ayurveda, not just this antiseptic, sad Ayurveda that's popular today, but the spiritual Ayurveda, the whole being and body Ayurveda, I teach that. And people come with all kinds of sickness and sorrow. I'm not sitting there checking encyclopedias of how to help them. I'm connected with Saraswati. That is how I teach my classes. And that is why for every year of my teaching classes, I have, I don't know, innumerable graduates all over the world, and many of them are sitting here and they are volunteering to make this whole thing happen out of their happiness, because they are connecting to their inner Shakti. So this Saraswati business, this Lakshmi business, this Durga business is an inside business. It's an inside job. And you have, your imperative is only to live in a magical world. While you're a mom, while you're a banker, while you're a ballerina, while you are even a prostitute, because that is what you're playing with. Don't forget you're a goddess. Don't forget that. And don't forget you have these chakras. And don't forget that these are not material. These are spiritual, vibrationary vortexes that open into the whole universe. And that is how I, who came into this world with confusions and doubts and mundane situations and losses and gains, became someone who's mighty pleased in her life. Losses and gains happen. People are random. They're moving in and out of your life. Goddess is moving them. In, out, in, out, in, out. What you gonna do when the goddess comes for you? Are you gonna open your heart? Open the windows of your chakras? Let her give you a spin? And then are you gonna play? What you gonna do? Or are you gonna shut your heart, stop breathing, point a little finger, and call everybody a foolish spiritualist? You don't know, but let me tell you, only mother is. Without mother, there is no father also. Only mother is. And every male body, deep down, is a female body. It has come from the insides of a female. And if we can't understand, then we need to study the Vedas, where they called even Prithvi, the earth, mother. And they said these mountains is your bosom, mother. These oceans are your wavy drapes, mother. Oh, mother, hold me, help me. Thank you, mother. We are seeing mother everywhere. So when you see her, Saraswati, in your 7th chakra, you're good to go. And then in the 8th chakra too, which is a source chakra, that is a chakra that connects you to this whole divine, goddesses, the 9 goddesses that I'm about to talk to you. So stay enwrapped in this divine feminine energy that we're exploring right now. It's coming up. So the eighth chakra is outside your body, but it's still within in your aura, in your field, because your body is just one thing. Outside it, there are 4 more layers, and it lives in the outermost layer is your 8th chakra. And this is that chakra that toggles when you are in a vast, beautiful, natural place. This is the chakra that toggles, that instinct that tells you who to trust, who not to trust. This is that chakra that tells you, I'm safe, I'm protected, mother got me. Yeah, the goddess got me. And finally, even the 9th chakra is under her domain. She leads you to God realization, self-realization, goddess realization. The ultimate realization that you are that power. She's the one. So whenever you are studying, whenever in my own Ayurveda teaching, Vedanta teaching, yoga teaching. Often when I begin my classes, we begin them, remembering. And I begin my teaching, I begin my whole course, a journey of transformation for my students. We would do that, those rituals where we would remember Saraswati. And we would say, Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kama Rupani Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Oh Mother, I am beginning my education of my little me. The goddess me is beginning the education of the little me. May the Saraswati within me bless. May the Saraswati everywhere bless this. And that is why my teaching career, my work with spiritual upliftment, imparting knowledge on Ayurveda and yoga has been out of the box, extraordinary. Not only for the people who are listening, but for me. I feel so uplifted, blessed. I look younger than before, yes or no? Say it loudly.
Yes. Yes.
When you give a compliment, shout.
Ageless.
Okay? Yes, ageless. And all this happens. I recently changed my platforms of education. Earlier I was the old school teaching. I'm sitting down, my students are in front of me. Now I teach to my dear students who I can't see. And one of my students was saying, Shunya, you just gracefully just go along, and you reinvent yourself and you take on a whole new platform and you don't complain. And how do you do it? Well, I got the goddess. She got me. Before I even started this, I prayed to Mother Shakti, Durga to give me strength, Lakshmi to make me feel like I can share. I'm abundant. After sharing with you, you don't know, by tonight, I'll be filled with 1 million more times wisdom and knowledge. And Saraswati, so that beautiful wisdom that can change lives and change my own trajectory of my soul towards more divinity, more grace happens right now. So this is the 3 Devis. Now when I come back, I will take you through a quick journey of the 9 goddesses that live within you. These are forms of Durga, Lakshmi and Saraswati. They are subtle forms, 3 each. When I come back, we will explore them. Of course, for deeper information, we will be sharing information where you can find more. But this is to excite you and mainly to remind you that you are not alone and you're way more powerful than you gave yourself. There are 9 goddesses that dwell inside you. These are cosmic goddesses. The divine feminine dwells at your core as who you are deep down. And who you are deep down, according to the non-dual teachings of the goddess tradition from India, you are that goddess. You simply have, with the march of time and society's messages of powerlessness, hopelessness, and not being important or not being relevant, we slowly forget that. But you ask any two-year-old who has a relatively happy household or upbringing, or boy or girl, and they have no doubt that they are the ultimate beings, you see. So we have that memory. And hypothetically, if a human child was brought up with the knowledge that I'm about to share with you from their beginning, if they were never allowed to forget that they are goddess, they have deep, they have power, they would behave in a completely different manner. And probably some of those messages I was fortunate to receive growing up in a wisdom school and family in India. And despite society's messages were equally strong, but the messages that I had received from my original family, a progressive family, but a deeply traditional family, believers of the divine feminine, Devi Durga, Devi Lakshmi, Devi Saraswati, we were somehow always, my teacher's teaching to me was, find the goddess within you. Well, ask the goddess within you. Well, what does the goddess want to do within you? And probably that's when life threw curveballs at me. And they were, when people collect together and want to, individually or in groups, want to hack at your power, question it, or pollute it, or delegitimize it, right? This is what happens in everybody's lives, right? You go to a corporate work, or you go to anything, you go to a PTA meeting, and there'll be some people looking at you and saying, why are you powerful? Let's bring you down. But there was always this goddess permission, goddess message, and goddess knowledge, goddess skills. I knew which goddess I have to activate, and my responses always came back from a different level of spiritual power known as Shakti. If you have missed my prior teaching, you might want to find my video, which I taught just before this, where I've explained the meta concept of Shakti, or the Divine Mother, and how she comes to us as Durga, who gives us power, Lakshmi, who blesses us with abundance and the capacity to be abundant, and then Saraswati, who gives us the power and potential to be wise, knowledgeable, self-actualized, and self-realized. Now I'm going to talk to you in this video about 9 powers that are lying latent within you. They are as if covered with some dust. It's a game. It's called a divine game. It's Mother's Leela. And you, through knowledge that you are receiving, first become aware of them, and then you call upon them. You remember that you have that power. That's the beauty of it. So I'll give you an example of remembering. Say your parent had taught you some skill long ago when you were a child, and now you've forgotten that skill, okay? Like tying a rope and hanging from a cliff. Maybe you learned that at age 7 or 8. And then you forgot about it, and life went on. And then at age 60, you're in an emergency situation. And in that emergency situation, you will actually recall that learning. And it's like, and then you'll surprise yourself, I knew this? Oh my God, I did it? Woo. Now, in between, you had what's called as a consciousness amnesia. You'd forgotten. So in the same way, we have consciousness amnesia, where we've forgotten our divinity, our core of divine feminine, our Shakti, our power. So let us discuss one by one these Devis. The first Devi, I call her the mountain goddess. She is known as Devi, means goddess, Devi Shailaputri. Devi Shailaputri dwells in your root chakra. We all have 7 chakras, and each chakra is like a vortex. It's a whirling vortex. But it's not a small thing that adjusts in your body. It's as big as this universe, the chakra. Your body is adjusting around it. Please understand. So it's a huge thing. And this chakra, this is where this goddess lives. And she makes your body strong. She makes your mind strong. She makes you resolute. She makes you determined. She gives you stamina. And she just gives you sheer perseverance. But this is not stamina and perseverance that is taught in the modern world of achievement, where you're stressing out and dying of cardiac failures because you wouldn't give up and you were clenching your teeth and you got TMJ. I'm not talking about that kind of perseverance. I'm talking about you become the mountain goddess. Mythology has it that she lived in the mountains and she found, she became enlightened. The part I like about Devi Shailaputri is she's not a goddess, as in she's not a non-human character. Devi Shailaputri is a human character who becomes a goddess in her lifetime. So she's like you and me. And what she had was courage. What she wouldn't give up, no matter how much life threw afflictions at her. She would not, stop until she achieved her goal. And then once she recognized her inner goddess, she became the Divine Mother. Don't you love it? Do you love it? Do you love that the Devi matrix begins with a simple girl from the mountains? Albeit she was a princess of the Himalayan kingdom, but her dad was not super cooperative. Sounds familiar? He just wanted her to have an arranged marriage to some comfortable, and boring prince and, have a life. Some life that would be. You can be married to that same prince and not find them boring if that's what you wanted to do. Arranged marriage works if that's what you want. She didn't want that. She wanted to know divinity, truth, reality. So she took off to the mountains in spite of her parents lamenting. And they accompanied her till some point, and then she said they didn't even have the stamina to go further. The cold was biting them, the wild animals were scaring them. She did it. She lived alone there. And what does that mean? Living on a peak of a mountain alone means living your own life the way you choose to do on the peak of your own being, in your inner esteem, no matter if there is anybody else there cheerleading you or not. That's what it means. Do you have the stamina to walk your path alone? I feel that in the realm of Vedanta, where I'm a householder teacher and I bring Vedanta out of its remote and esoteric text, non-dual teachings of India into daily life, how I teach Ayurveda, not just as an antiseptic, pop quiz balancing the doshas, but as a huge revolution of spiritual Ayurveda, where mind and spirit are as important as the doshas in the body. And teachings of yoga, where it goes way beyond the body into becoming tools for self-ascension, actualization. I feel I'm carving a lonely path. It's even different from the way my own guru taught it. But then I remember Shailaputri. In great honor to my guru, I say to my guru, thank you for showing me the mountain. Now I'm going to walk on it. I'll sit there alone. If my students join me, that's good. When they leave me, I'm still there. I don't leave my peak. When you are ready to follow what you believe in, and one of them is that you may be a spiritual seeker amidst family members who are not. You may be somebody who values spirituality. You have to believe in it. You may value the environment. You have to believe in it. You may value taking care of the aged, even if they didn't take care of you when you were young. You believe in what you believe in because those are your values. Shailaputri is the teacher of how to be resolute, how to be strong, how to have strength. May you channel her in your first chakra. Do not be afraid of her. First chakra not only gives us physical health, ojas or immunity, vitality or bala, but it also gives us what is known as mental strength, perseverance. This is known as, Shakti, power, manobal, mind, the bala, the strength of the mind that comes from Devi Shailaputri. May you remember her, and when you're remembering her, may you focus on your first chakra. And for imagery, you can imagine yourself sitting on the peak of a mountain, totally believing in yourself, and that whole mountain is nothing but mother, divine mother, because I mentioned earlier that earth is divine mother and the mountain is her bosom. You're sitting on your own mother's bosom. You're like a little baby. There's nothing more safe and protected for you when you're a little baby than on your mother's bosom. That was the safest place for myself too in this avatar. And when you're there, you can be yourself. So when you're walking into a corporate room, you're walking into a job interview, you're about to go and talk to somebody in a relationship and say what's okay and what's not okay, you be your inner Shailaputri. You go either holding her hand or you be her. It's either way. When you hold her hand, you're in the duality paradigm. When you are her, you are the non-dual paradigm. It's up to you, whatever works for you. Now let me talk about the Devi, Divine Mother, her who now has progressed to your second chakra. And her name is Brahmacharini, Devi Brahmacharini. Devi Brahmacharini is all about spiritual disciplines. What are spiritual disciplines? They are known as tapas or sadhana. Spiritual discipline, tapas or sadhana, is taken up voluntarily. This is not imposed upon us. We may choose to be more silent at a certain time of the day. Some of us in my wisdom school choose to eat a certain kind of diet in certain seasons. Like spring season, we go on a detox diet in my Ayurveda school. In fall, we go on a pitta balancing diet. We eat sattvic diet to purify our mind. Some different times we follow food routines. Then we follow values. So we have certain values. So like non-conceit, or ahimsa, or compassion, or Acharya where we look up to the tradition. So therefore we have our own disciplines. And a Brahmacharini Devi will help strengthen you in your disciplines. So it's almost like you're on your mountain, and now what do? Do you watch TV there on your mountain? Do you watch other people's success stories? Or do you want to be your own success? I'm not just talking in the worldly sense. I'm talking in the every sense. Because watching TV is like, a waste of time and energy. You can watch some TV, and don't frown if you find me watching TV. I'm not teaching you to live in a bubble. I'm just saying, where does a bulk of your energy go? Or do you take time in honing yourself? Do you take a walk every day? Do you, for example, say you are studying Ayurveda with me, do you take out the time to study and then practice what I'm teaching you? Make those recipes, make those masalas, make those teas, and meditate the way I teach you, chant the way I teach you for optimum health. So whatever you want to achieve, arogyam, health, fame, yasha, shanti, peace, prema, love, whatever you want to achieve in life, it requires a honed being and consciousness within you. And Devi Brahmachari does that, because that is what Devi Shailaputri did. She did for thousands of years. In India, it's an ancient culture, so we begin with the year 1000. We don't begin with 1 year, 2 year. We go, 1,000 years. They loved each other for 1,000 years. They meditated for 1,000 years. 1,000 is like a baby number for an ancient civilization. Okay, so allow me to throw in a couple of thousands and million years. Why not go for million? So she meditated for millions of years. But the point is, she had strength, and then she chose to recreate herself, to curate the best part of herself, to bring out the best version of herself through food disciplines, sleep disciplines, seasonal Ritucharya disciplines, mantra disciplines, meditation disciplines, speech disciplines, yoga asana disciplines, breathing disciplines, worship disciplines, quietness disciplines. Who is disciplining who? The goddess within you is disciplining the little you. She's telling you. So when I can't sleep, I remember Brahmacharya and I say, may I sleep? It is time for me to sleep. So the goddess, the divine mother, becomes Devi Brahmacharini, who helps you create a whole paradigm shift in your daily life. In your daily life. This goddess does not have to be found in a temple. I know that a bulk of practitioners of the Devi teachings are happy just to go to the temple and sing to her. But the way I like to teach it is she in your bedroom? Is she in your kitchen? Is she in your yoga mat? Is she in your speech when you're having that difficult conversation with somebody? She is the one who's helping you restrain yourself to flow more here, flow less here, like a river. You know, if we all love a river, but when she crosses her boundaries, we fear her. And she creates havoc. A life-giving river becomes a havoc creator. In the same way, our own consciousness, when it is restrained with disciplines, when it is curated with these sadhanas, discipline is a harsh word in the Western vocabulary. Sadhana is a soft word. Sadhana is a word with flowers, with lamps, with candlelight, with incense. Sadhana has to do with something beautiful coming out of you, not something harsh being reprimanded. So Devi Brahmacharini teaches sadhana. She teaches tapasya. She teaches you how to hug you, hold you, and she teaches you how to be a goddess. She's in the second chakra. Second chakra, as you know, is all about relationships. So we want to engage in the world not like a brute force coming through, but a cultured, artistic, divine, decorated, blessed, magical, aromatic force coming through. Would you like to do that? The third goddess is Devi Chandraghanta. She's in your third chakra. Feel her presence there. Her body is actually made of fire. After you have done disciplines, you would develop a new kind of fire. This is not the fire called Pitta dosha. So don't worry, these goddesses can only benefit your doshas, never harm them. But this is the fire of Teja, or power and strength. Oh my God, one who has their sadhana under their belt, they become so strong. And she is fiery, and she is holding a trident and a spear, and she's riding a fierce lion, and she is not going to put up with any dark stuff. She's not going to put up with two-faced deception. She's not going to put up with, she's not going to put up with what is not serving truth, divinity, and what is trying to undo the magical mother's universe. So she destroys by the millions demons, but these demons are known as asuras, or evil tendencies within us. So when we meditated upon her, you not only digest food, but you digest all your poisons away. She's the best way to detox, by meditating on her. And she will remove all negative energies within you. So she's a very powerful one. And I often, when in my writings, I have mentioned to my students that, it needs darshan, stamina, because often when I meditate upon her, there's so much fire and light that I experience. It's like, whoa, my inner eyes feel blinded by her power. But here's the other part of her. She's on the whole very serene and quiet and peaceful. So she's very amenable, and she like hanging around with her lion, kind of just like relaxed in the garden of the universe, and every plant, every flower that's growing in the universe wants to put flowers on her and her lion. But when you get on the wrong side of her, that other side comes out. Now, to me, she reminds me of how I should be in the universe when my boundaries are trampled upon despite, repeated requests, or when there is sheer unconsciousness coming my way, where the person has no sense of good or bad and they're just falling apart in you, or others are being hurt and I have the imperative and the privilege to protect them. Then I bring out Devi Chandraghanta. Chandra is the soft side of her. Chandra means moon. And she's wearing a very moon, but that moon is very deceptive, You'll think, she's so pleasant and I'll just rest in her moonlight. And then I think I'll just fall unconscious and be silly. Well, then don't worry. You will hear a huge, ferocious ghanta, a bell, ringing through the whole universe. And it spooks the spooky people. When good people hear the ghanta, they go, oh, goddess is remembering me. But when you have some guilt and you're unconscious, it's like the bell of death and destruction. And then she comes charging and she destroys everything that's hurting you and protects you. So when I channel Chandraghanta, I'm a Chandraghanta. I am pleasant, not deceptive, genuinely pleasant. I am pleasant, I am friendly, I am easy, I'm amenable, and I give people 1,000 chances. 1,000 chances, but not 1,001. Then the Ghanta, the other aspect of me comes out. And some of my students are sitting here who have seen all aspects of me, yes? Mm-hmm. And so it became so famous that I remember this one new disciple came to me and said, Shunya ji, may I request you something? And I said, yes, what do you want? Would you scold me, please? I said, it's a big privilege to be scolded by me. You have to do a lot of inner work and then I'll scold you. Because she doesn't scold for her ego. She doesn't scold. She's not angry because she's angry like us humans. When we're angry, you see, we are slaves of anger. She's the mistress of anger. She's the queen of anger. Anger is her slave. Anger is her bidding. Anger is her minister, her staff. She is above everything. So her anger is the restoration of dharma and righteousness. So when you feel attacked by people, when you feel betrayed by people, when you feel, you also want to evoke her, because sometimes we're also not in touch with our righteous anger, and we're clouded between what is right and wrong. She is never clouded. So when you meditate upon her, she will tell you what is right and what is wrong. For example, we have the same teaching in the Mahabharata, in the Bhagavad Gita, where a soldier called Arjuna was confused and he was not feeling his anger. Instead, he was feeling false compassion for the very people who had hurt him. And so then the same goddess, Durga, who as Krishna, because it's really one for us, Krishna then tells Arjuna, you should be feeling anger, not compassion. Because then anger becomes your guide. And then it tells you to instill boundaries or to step away or to do what is right. Anger does not mean screaming, shouting, venting. Anger is like, it comes, it guides you, and it changes the paradigm. And you're like, this is what I'll put up with, this is not what I'll put up with. So very occasionally in my life, very occasionally, I can count those times I have shown that side of me. But then that side changed everything in my life and filled me with light. And the people who I show that anger to down the road, they are also blessed. Because I never did it for small, petty reasons. It was to point out their darkness. And then they live with that, and over many lifetimes, that becomes the ultimate blessing for them. So you too can live like Chandraghanta. Jai Ma?
Jai Ma.
That's the good Jai Ma, Chandraghanta Jai Ma. Jai Ma means hail the mother. If you want, you can write to me Jai Ma, Jaimaa, or you can write hail the mother. I participate in this. There is so much Shakti. I am here at the bidding of Mother to talk to you today. Be present. Enjoy. Don't let your ego hold back thinking she's on that side of the screen talking to those people. There is no them and me. There is only one Divine Mother, and we are aspects of her. Then we move on after all this heat and glory and corrections. We move, and we need her. We need her power. Then we come to our fourth chakra. Here dwells with a tinkling laughter Mother Kushmanda. It is said that when Mother smiled, the Divine Mother of this universe smiled, this universe, an egg, a golden egg came out of her smile. She looked at it and laughed, and it burst. And then it has ever expanding universe since then. So I'm wondering if the Big Bang and the bursting of that first particle, all those teachings, they have been predated in the ancient Vedas. And I hope if you go back and read on the Big Bang as well as on the theory of collapsing and emerging universes, the original scientists have given credit to the Vedas and Upanishads. They've actually borrowed this whole theory, which we call cutting-edge modern quantum science, from the Upanishads and Vedas, of which I am a teacher. So her smile creates a universe. Wow! This means your happiness is connected to Genesis, to creativity. And hello to all the people who think the woman is a minor role. This whole universe came from a Devi, a goddess, and it came from laughter, not punishment. From a smile. And you might have noticed that when you smile, when you laugh, you become creative. Now I sat with this knowledge when I was in the dark phase of my life, and my mouth was always like this. I went through a phase of like, I just get up and I'm feeling this heaviness here. Mouth is like this. Then I remembered. But the good thing is, if you have a guru and you have knowledge, that knowledge is in the background, right? And my ego is trying to remember that, trying to forget I'm a goddess. And it's like, I'm just going to feel sorry for myself. I'm a victim. I'm heavy. I'm alone. And then I remembered that Devi Kushmanda had created a whole universe with a smile. So I went in front of the mirror, and instead of this, I did this. Then I did this. And now my face is always like this. I'm always smiling. I'm watering my plants. I'm like smiling. Smile more. Smile. Laugh. Smile more. That is what children do. We have forgotten to smile. We have forgotten to laugh. Just changing this makes a difference. And then, thanks to modern science and researchers, I found that when you smile, you change your brain chemicals. It's like, okay, we knew that. This is great. Thank you for confirming. And now you have laughter clubs, yoga laughter clubs, where people just laugh. Now there is laughing yoga. There is a laughing Buddha. And this Devi says to you, you got a problem? Okay, first smile. Smile, literally smile, remember the Devi. And so igniting this Devi in your heart is through smiling, through laughing. Laugh away some sense of humor also in your difficulty. Laugh, ease. Not a nervous little, like as if, we need to pay the world a tax to smile. Let's smile. Ah, Devi, you are playing. Remember how she created it. This is Devi Kushmanda. And if you are quiet, even in your darkest times, this Devi is smiling. That is how people recover from mental illness, depression. We think, oh, the psychologist helped us, Shunya ji helped us, my Guruji helped us, Acharya helped us. You helped yourself. Your goddess within you is always smiling. Rejoin that smile. That's why when you see those little babies, those little pudgy babies, and everybody, even though they're lying in royal poop, they're lying in poop, they're smelling, but they're smiling, and you just want to pick them up because they are the living representatives of Devi Kushmanda. And guess who else is the representative of Devi Kushmanda then? Anybody who is genuinely smiling at you in your moment, and even has a laughter with you. I remember yesterday, I and my life partner, we were laughing like kids, remembering something from our childhoods, because our fathers were friends and we are from the same city, Ayodhya. So we were laughing, and it was goofy, and it was like, now I've forgotten, right? When you laugh on goofy things, you forget why you laugh because it's so silly. And we laughed and laughed. And I remembered, this is Devi. A house full of laughter. A house where you can laugh on silly things. This is Devi. And remember, this is the relationship where I didn't see the Devi in him. So let's not start thinking how lucky she is. Oh no. I increase my luck by connecting to Devi within and then seeing her in him. And being grateful for Devi Kushmanda in the laughter. When my students come over, they laugh, they chat, they bring their children, sometimes they bring their pets. There is laughter, there is happiness, and such are the homes filled with Devi Kushmanda. This is, then you go home and you want to clean your home, you want to write a new blog, you want to do things that are happy. I remember when my sister, she's no more, she's with Mother Goddess now, but when she would visit from her home, she was married and she had moved away, she would sing all these Devi mantras. She was a big devotee of Devi. And she would sing and she would smile and she would be happy. And just hearing her, I'd want to clean my room. Just that energy. So if you have a happy person, a cheerful person in your life, be grateful to them. Don't look down upon them. If you have any such energy, give it back, recognize it, and when you are meditating, smile in your fourth chakra. In the fifth chakra, Durga. In the fourth, we have entered the realm of Lakshmi, and she wants to bless you with creativity, with happiness, with bliss, and you smile. See, Lakshmi is an exponentializing factor. So you smile, she increases your smiles. That's the thing. You smile. You just make one effort. Smile. And I'm not saying fake smile. Say, Ma, it's difficult to smile, but I'll smile based on your energy. My ego can't smile right now. I'll smile. You smile, you'll find 10 people smiling for you. Then you have now your 11 smiles. It just goes, goes, goes. This is a very big strength. Don't underestimate it. Devi Kushmanda is very special, Lakshmi Devi. Now in the fifth chakra, we have Devi Skandamata. Skandamata is a form of Divine Mother when she was mother of goddess Ganesha and his brother Kartikeya. So she's a Divine Mother. And I saw these images growing up of Devi sitting on her lion with her babies, divine babies. And she became a huge symbol for me. In fact, she is my biggest role model because I am what is known as a full-time working mom. I may not be working for a salary, but I have work to do in the universe. I am working, working, working. I don't have the, so it takes me away. I travel, I tour, I give lectures. I'm away at when I'm teaching, I'm with my students. And I had a biological son. I've had always, dogs in my life. I have these home stuff, this grihastha stuff also. Like, somebody has to pick the child from school. Father is at work. So who's going to pick the child? So all these things were also there. My students never heard of it. My students, did you ever hear me say, oh, now I have to do this and I didn't wash the dishes and my sons, I never. At the same time, my son blossomed, my dogs lived healthy lives until they were not, and then they had to leave the body. But I learned all this from Skandamata because she is protecting the whole universe while riding her lion. Like, who goes to work on a lion, right? That means her power is on. She's totally powerful. And with one hand, she's protecting the universe, and with the other hand, she's nurturing her baby. Now, this doesn't mean multitasking, because that's what some of us would say, oh, good, it's divine to multitask. What it really meant was one lesson I got was she did not think that she was any less, because she didn't feel like she was sacrificing on either end. She felt she was divine mother while looking after 2 little young ones, and she was divine mother when she was looking after all of us. So one is she accepted all her roles, her mundane role that we don't even know about, how she raised Ganesha, how she changed his nappies, we don't know. She took care of it. But how do we all get to change our nappies? We know. It means our emotional nappies, I'm talking about. Our trauma nappies, our sorrow nappies, our delusion nappies, our forgetfulness nappies. Mother takes us through it. So therefore, one is like, then that gave me, even as I came into this lineage, because our lineage is not a monastic lineage. Most Vedic lineages are householder lineages, grahastha lineages. Our rishis, our seers were also married, or they had love interests. And they were both men and women. Vedas have been written both by men and women. So they were all very busy spiritual people. They were leaders. They were going to spiritual conferences 10,000 years ago in the Himalayas. And they had families, and they had cows, and they had horses, and they had dogs and cats. So how were they doing it? Because they don't seem to be stressed. They were doing it because she never forgot she's a goddess. And so she is in touch with much more infinite Shakti. If you go to work feeling like, oh God, my children are being neglected, if you take care of your children and you think your work is neglected, you are creating artificial psychological self-oppression. But when you remember Skandamata on the lion with her, divine babies, when they were babies, they were babies. But when they grew, she did such a great parenting that they became independent forces of divinity and protection. I mean, my other great teaching that I'd like to offer down the road is on Lord Ganesha, the obstacle remover. So it's like, wow, if she can do that, I can do that. So I would be having this huge satsang, and so many people would be there, and I'd be talking about deep topics of soul and transmigration, and I was like, up 2 o'clock, gotta go pick up my son, see you. I'm done. It was beautiful. I and my partner, I don't remember if we have ever fed our child fast food, TV tray food. We've always cooked fresh. Because there is 24 hours, we have enough time to do everything. Physical, mental, spiritual, amazing stuff. As long as our mind is in flow and acceptance, we lose so much time lamenting, being irritated, being confused, and wanting things to go away. Even in this process, I've had my husband's family visit, my own family visit. When people come to a different country and they spend thousands of dollars, they have extended trips with you. And I felt like, oh yeah, that's my other role, my other divine role. And I get to enjoy my sister-in-law now, or I get to enjoy my nephew visiting, or I get to enjoy my husband's mom visiting. And so I could string my divine goddess dimension through all these roles. And this is what I love about her. And when you're a goddess, you are not split, and you're 100% with each role. And if you're 100%, I'm 100% mother, 100% gardener, I'm 100% chef, I'm 100% spiritual teacher, I'm 100% citizen of this universe, I'm 500% dimensional being. And there's no stress here, because I'm not being a perfectionist, because that's what the ego does. I'm being soulful, I'm being present, I'm being genuine. Yeah? That helps. So this is where The fifth chakra is now about communication. And you go, well, why is communication to do with mothering? Well, let me tell you that their speech is the first thing that enters other people. You might have good thoughts about them, but if you don't have goddess speech, you are not enabling goddess powers within you. So when you remember Skandamata, let your speech be nurturing. Apart from one day or one moment when you need to channel Chandraghanta. But otherwise, right? Or you are in brahmacharya and you're in silent mode. But in day-to-day interaction, let this very confident, self-assured mother who can play many roles channel through you. How do you like that? Does that make sense to you why communication and Divine Mother as a mother would take importance? So when I look at a student and I'm counseling them or I'm teaching satsang, I'm using my fifth chakra. So I'm thinking, may my speech give a new birth to you. May my speech regenerate your inner child. May my speech guide you. Even if I scold you, may it be as a mother, so that you don't feel so broken that you can never pick yourself up. But you see where you need to make corrections, because that is what a mother does. So this is why we can really, if you have communication challenges, if you have, even if you have any ill health in these chakras, you can remember these devis, like throat cancer or throat, loss of voice. Try to remember Devi Skandamata. Also, if you have lost your mother due to death, recently lost her or lost her early, you miss her anyway. If you have issues with your current mother, where, she's having Alzheimer's or schizophrenia and she can't be present for you, or some other mental disease, or she's outright, unavailable because of being so estranged from her own goddesshood, then let Divine Mother fill your gaps. So this is another way of Skandamata saying, Mother, heal my inner child, take care of me. So when my mother passed away when I was 10, Baba reminded me that Divine Mother is still there for you, and your mother has gone to live with Divine Mother. So for me, Divine Mother was my biological mother too. She's my emotional mother, she's my spiritual mother, and she has really helped me hone my communication. You ask my father if you meet him, some of you have met him, and once he had said so in a public satsang. She has changed a lot. She is very different from how she used to be in his, typical way as a dad from India. And the students were very curious. And of course, because I didn't know my goddess powers, and I was not working from that. So now when your dad says, she's changed, for the better, that's a good thing. That's not something to be shy about, because we are not coming from this theory that you have to be born perfect and somehow you have to be like, and then your father has to come and tell a lie like, when I saw her in the crib, she had a halo there. It's like, oh no. Little Shunya had no halo. And grown-up Shunya has no halo. Everybody has a halo. And we just have to connect with that invisible halo and be protected from that. That's my message to you. Moving on to the sixth chakra, Devi Saraswati comes riding a donkey. Her hair is very unkept. She is smeared with such darkness. It's the darkness of the darkest darkness of the darkest dark hole. It's dark like dark, like dark, like dark, like dark. Because she's absorbing every false light. She will not allow any false light. She will only allow the original light, which is within you. So it's very symbolic. This Devi is not a punisher. She's not a destroyer. She wants to give knowledge. But she doesn't want you to think that everything shining is gold. You know how we go after the false guru, false teaching, or false attitude where we think we've realized ourselves. So she goes, let's get real, shall we? Remove all the makeup. Let's remove all the makeup. Let's take off all the fun clothes. Let's take off all the malas and everything that make us think we're realized. Let's be real. And real And so she kind of has this like distorted look, and the reality is kind of making you meet some edgy parts of you. It makes you meet the distortions of what you have thought and what could be, you know. Do you see my point? Like first you met a person and you thought they're perfect. Then you thought they're totally imperfect. But reality is somewhere in between. They are partly perfect, they are partly crazy, they are partly divine, they are partly schizophrenic, right? So it's like, what do you meet is this jarred, strange thing. So she's like riding on your crown chakra, and sometimes it is a disappointment because you think that the crown chakra Devi would be just splendid, and there she comes riding this donkey. It's like, yeah, gotcha. That's why awakening process can be a bit distressing. It can be like, you know, a lot of your favorite beliefs and your favorite myths about life break down. What you thought you could trust, you couldn't trust, right? So say you've had betrayal. I mean, anybody? Everybody, yeah? So say you've had betrayal. Why did you have that betrayal? So that you can learn to trust yourself. So that you stop, you know, outsourcing your power, your decision making, and you learn to trust yourself. So therefore, everything that's happening is happening. And so when she comes on a donkey, it's really a celebration of, it didn't have to be so perfect the way we had thought at age 20. It can look like this, and it is Divine Mother. It's crazy, it's smelly, it's a little dark, things are cluttered, there are a couple of court case things going on, and this is going on, and that's going on, and my crown chakra is a Leland's. Hello, true spirituality. I never understood why she looks like that, and people are like praying to her, praying to her, praying to her. What are we praying? What is the lesson? The lesson is this, that the goddess is living in the dark stuff too. She's living in the deception too. She's living in the backstabbing too. She's living in the betrayals too. And each of them is strengthening you, moving you. But when we don't know the goddess, we're like taking medicines and antidepressants, we're becoming more bitter, we become angry, we become gossiping mongers. But when we understand that Devi instrumented it, then we say, Devi, what do I get? Then you can milk this whole situation and come to a whole new light and a whole new strength. This is Devi of the seventh chakra. The 1,000-petaled chakra is emerging from your collapse. It is emerging from your sorrow. It is emerging from your efforts. Because she is blessing you. But when you have her, it's like you are wounded, but you're not bleeding. Your back is broken, but your spine is erect. People shamed you, but you've become the most famous person now. You know, do you see that? And I don't know, if you look at Jesus Christ's life, if you look at Buddha's life, where his own brother and some students conspired to kill him. I mean, which if you look at Amachi, where her own childhood she was disturbed, if you look at, any famous teacher that you've heard of, you will find that their awakening happened through the darkness corridor. But because they had sat on their mountain, they never really got up that mountain, did they? It's not like Jesus said, I think I'm done being Jesus. It's just too hard for me. I can't do this. It's not like Mirabai, the singing saint who loved Krishna, said, you know what, I think I'm just going to, love the king with whom I was married to. Even though he's trying to kill him, after all, he's my Swami, my husband, my soulmate. I'll just put up with the abuse. Oh no, they stayed on their mountain, beginning with the root chakra. and through that darkness they get delivered, and then we are in the 8th chakra. And the 8th chakra goddess, by the way, we are celebrating her today. A festival is going on of 9 nights, and we are celebrating the 8th goddess today. So you can feel her right now as I talk, just a little above your head. Her chakra is there, and she's only 8-year-old, and she's divinely beautiful. So it's like after all that darkness and fierceness and truth bearing, you become new again. You become rejuvenated. Have you felt that? When you've gone through the dark night of the soul and you come through and you feel like you have more Shakti, more energy, more light. Has that happened to all of you? You're like, and you know, a lot of your clouds and self-doubts are out, and all the villains of the piece have been identified and put aside. All the heroes and the heroines are cheering you on. The villains are like, okay, so long. We were also Divine Mother just telling you which way not to turn, because there is no good or bad ultimately. It's all the Divine Mother, and you realize, oh my God, this was the stage. Everybody is waiting for me to take the next step. And how do I feel taking the next step? It's not heavy. I'm going to hop, skip, and jump because I'm only 8-year-old. It's brand new. I'm going to start again. And an 8-year-old works with intuition more than so much intellectual calibration. They have trust, they surrender, and they enjoy, like, you know, good sweet food. So today's a day to have some, you know, tasty, delicious dessert. And, if you're following an Ayurvedic protocol, then, you know, you follow certain foods. But otherwise, it's a day to delight yourself. You could go to the circus today and celebrate your inner child. And traditionally in India, goddesses, little girls would be invited, and later little girls and boys. In my lineage, it was always girls and boys, and dogs and cats and cows, and we'd all lay them up because we believe Divine Mother lives everywhere. And so I still remember me, my sister, my 2 other sisters, my 3 brothers, cousins, and then our cow, her 2 calves at that time, and a nearby person's buffalo. We all sat in a row, and Baba, my guru, put tikka on us and touched our feet and fed us sweets and said, please bless me. And I remember the cow licking my guru's face, and Baba was like crying throughout, feeling like he had met Devi Gauri in those little bodies, innocent bodies. We bring animals and birds because of innocence, because of that trust and flow that we forget as adults, and the newness and the novelty. And every Gauri day, I just forgive myself. I just hug myself. I just love myself. I mean, forgiveness can be in little things also, like, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that. So it's like a constant, an inner person's life is to constantly take stock. But instead of becoming guilty and sorrowful, we become new, we become relieved. And then in the 9th chakra, we meet Shakti back again. We had started with Shakti splitting up into Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, splitting up into the 8 goddesses, beginning with Shailputri, Brahmacharini, Chandraghanta, Kushmanda, Skandamata, Gauri, and now we meet her again as Shakti, that complete package, that complete divine feminine, as Siddhi Dhatri. Siddhi means one who gives you back miraculous strengths, miraculous gifts, miraculous powers. You become a living miracle. You're in a human body, but you have non-human consciousness. You have divine consciousness. And Siddhi Dhatri, pretty much, no matter whether you deserve it or don't deserve it, when you ask, she gives. And especially if you have been doing the sadhana of the Devis, on the 9th day, you feel a fulfillment, a contentment, and for some of us, when we get lucky, we get like a little child. After all, we are goddess, our heart's desire. So sometimes I've heard from people that they had been doing the divine sadhana, and then on the 9th day, for a couple of years in a row, an infertile couple asked for a child. all the doctors had given up, saying, you cannot have it, your biology doesn't allow it, your fallopian tubes are blocked, this, that. Well, they conceived. They say that the blind get sight, the lame start walking, the poor enjoy the wealth of this world, and the wealthy enjoy knowledge, and the knowledgeable enjoy self, and the one who is in the self recognize that they are one with the Divine Mother. And they were never really far away. This whole thing was a divine game. A little smile, a little sense of humor, and the right knowledge can take you very, very far. I hope you appreciated and enjoyed and are excited about the path I have shown you. You are most welcome to find my teachings. Nowadays they live on the WWW world, another virtual world we have created thanks to Mother Goddess. And I have more teachings there for you. The time is up for our satsang. If you still have questions, we can take them on for another 15 minutes. And if you want to stay on, you can stay on for the questions. You're welcome. We'll take a short break and come back.
Thank you, Acharya Shunya, for these wonderful teachings during this time of Navratri and about the 9 aspects of the Mother Goddess. Some questions that we have. The first one, can you tell us a bit more about Navratri?
So Navratri is a Vedic festival. It has been celebrated in India since time immemorial, and it comes 4 times a year. But it is especially very popular to celebrate it during this time of the year when I'm recording it, which is fall. So it's the fall Navratri. We also have spring Navratri, summer Navratri. And there's a lot of connection in Ayurveda to the foods that we eat during that time and the different aspects of the goddess. So Navratri is a time where we want to really awaken the goddesses. Now, in the more mainstream Hindu religion, people go to the temples and worship the deity outside them. But in my lineage, non-dual lineage, we try to awaken them within. So think of Navratri as a time saying, throughout the year I may have forgotten, but let me reconnect or put my resocket back to my goddess root, my divine feminine root. And so then each day is a goddess day. And typically you then meditate upon that goddess, you chant their mantras, and you may have an altar where you can put flowers or incense, or you may not. But you may then, for example, during that day, and it may be a day for Chandraghanta, and suddenly your boss says something to you which he has always been saying, which you don't like. And because you have Devi Chandraghanta, while other days you may be submissive or afraid, that day you might send him a memo saying, I'd like a 15-minute meeting with you. Thank you. So it's almost like you act as a goddess in my lineage, or in the lineage of my teachings, where I'm taking it a whole different level. Because that's what I did, that's what my students do, and it makes a lot of difference. And that's what we do in Navratri. So by the end of the 9th day, you're feeling very powerful and re-energized and reconnected.
Thank you, Acharya Shunya. Do you have to be a Hindu to revere the goddess practiced during Navratri?
So Hindu is not even a word that Hindus gave themselves. Hindu is a word that Persians gave the people who lived on that side of the Sindhu river. And because they couldn't say Sindhu, so they said Hindu. But really, the Vedic tradition is called Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means eternal, and Dharma means what is eternally true. So if you believe in truth, if you believe in light, if you believe in the divine expressing itself through various forms, including masculine forms, feminine forms, animal forms, plant forms, then you are somebody very ripe to benefit from this knowledge. And you can therefore not worry about religion at all. And say you worship the Divine Mother as Mother Mary, that's a totally legit and acceptable and beautiful version of seeing the Divine Mother there. Maybe you can see Shakti as dressed in your clothes, your language. How does it matter? Don't let these barriers that are familiar to the ego keep you from the ultimate truth of a divine, feminine, mothering force that is available for you from inside you.
Similarly, we're talking about the divine feminine, the divine mother. Is this only for females, or can males revere in the divine feminine?
I'm very appreciative of the Vedic culture that did not force us to split up divine consciousness residing only in male bodies, or because there was all along the female representation of the ultimate divinity. And then we have the mixed body type too, Ardhanari, Narishwara, and we also have gods in animal bodies. So there is this, pick and choose what you want. But the Divine Mother was a very big overarching concept, because it was shown that even the Shiva, Vishnu, Mahesh, these major, gods or divinity in male bodies, either have divine feminine consorts who are very powerful unto themselves, and they all revere Shakti as their mother. So therefore, in fact, Aditi is the name of the Divine Mother. Her name is Aditi, when she said she gave birth to all the gods. Aditi. So therefore, divine feminine lives in each one of us. Probably it's a little easier to access in the feminine, but it's how can we remove the divine feminine from the masculine bodies and minds too? In fact, we all need to connect with it. Humanity needs to connect with divine feminine, so that we can all be more nurturing to ourselves, to each other, be kinder to each other, and be more empowering to each other too. Because she's not teaching values of wearing a dot or a bangles or any of that, or giving birth to babies. She's teaching values that all humans need, such as power, personal discipline, a smiling, cheerful countenance, and beautiful mothering communication, nurturing communication. This is everything we need. So whether you are a male, a female, from the LGBTQ community, all of you, God, Goddess lives in you. Don't let anybody take that away from you. And when you connect with the divine feminine the way I'm teaching it, you just become an awesome whoever you are in this story. That's it.
Thank you. Our last question is, you've been talking today in the Global Satsang so much about Shakti and energy and reverence. And the question from one of your students here is really, how do we sustain that reverence in our day-to-day life? How do we sustain the remembering of the Divine Mother, of ourselves, when we get pulled away so readily?
I'm so happy to invite you to my online community. You can go to Facebook and look up Acharya Shunya, just my name, or you can look up Vedic Contemplations by Acharya Shunya. If you come to my Facebook page, you'll come to the group. It's a very rich group, and we're all celebrating the goddesses there right now because Navratri is going on. But my plan is, because it has engendered so much Shakti and so much energy among the men and the women and everybody who's there, that after the 9 days end, which is tomorrow, what I'm planning is to dedicate a week to each goddess ad infinitum. We're just going to go deeper and deeper and deeper. Ad infinitum means I may not be in this body, but the goddess will make it happen through some other body. But the point is that I don't plan to live forever to support your sadhana on an online group. I'm just saying it's going to be there. I'm going to start this new trend. Why 9 days in a year? Why not, 1 week at a time with each goddess? And I'm going to invite each one of you out there and here to join, to contribute, and to see the changes and document it. Another thing I'm going to do to help you is that on the Brahmacharini day, I got this in a message, because I'm working on another book, that to put that aside and first bring out a booklet on the 9 goddesses. So it's becoming really clear that I need to do that. And I waited to see if it's my ego wanting to do it or my goddess. And you know how the goddess works with you. She just kind of takes your consciousness and grinds it and says, this is what I want from you. Sweetheart, you're doing this. I love you. I felt kissed everywhere, and I'm going to do this. It's not going to be a huge book, so probably it's going to be a small book. Another student of mine is helping me develop original illustrations of each goddess the way I see them in my heart. So I'm going to see like Skandamata holding an attaché to take care of the universe on her lion, while she's like, maybe, cooking some oatmeal for Ganesha. So you get ready for some fun illustrations, and let's just have a lot of fun with our own 9 goddess buttons, shall we? We'll do that. So stay connected. You have to make the effort of joining a spiritual community, and then you can't just be watching and reading, because then everybody will start watching and reading. You have to add your words, add your comments, keep the Shakti building, and then the whole thing just becomes like this. You create what you wanted to support you. Yeah.
Jai Ma.
Jai Ma.
Thank you, Acharya Shunya.
So with the questions done, I will see you next month at the same time. Take care.